Level was pronounced dead at the scene.
"It was a relief," says Keller. "Some kids actually cheered, which I think is kind of wrong. But I guess I can understand why they did it. It was really scary."
Leftman's participation in the shooting is under investigation with Garvin County Police. Leftman's family could not be reached for comment, and police will only divulge that they're very interested in speaking with her at this time.
After I ignored the third snooze alarm, my mom started pounding on my door, trying to get me out of bed. Just like any other morning. Only this morning wasn't just any other morning. This was the morning I was supposed to pick myself up and get on with my life. But I guess with moms, old habits die hard. If the snooze alarm doesn't do the trick, you start pounding and yelling, whatever kind of morning it is. Instead of just yelling at me, though, she started getting that scared, quavery sound in her voice that she'd had so often lately. The one that said she wasn't sure if I was just being difficult, or if she should be ready to call 911. "Valerie?" she kept pleading. "You have to get up now. The school is being very lenient letting you back in. Don't blow it your first day back." Like I would be happy about going back to school. About stepping back into those haunted halls. Into the commons, where the world as I knew it had crashed to an end last May. Like I hadn't been having nightmares about that place every single night and waking up sweaty, crying, totally relieved to be in my room again where things were safe. The school couldn't decide if I was hero or villain, and I guess I couldn't blame them. I was having a hard time deciding that myself. Was I the bad guy who set into motion the plan to mow down half my school? Or the hero who sacrificed herself to end the killing? Some days, I felt like both. Some days, I felt like neither. It was all so complicated. The school board did try to hold some ceremony for me early in the summer, which was crazy. I didn't mean to be a hero. I wasn't even thinking when I jumped in between Nick and Jessica. It's certainly not like I thought, here's my chance to save the girl who used to laugh at me and call me Sister Death and get myself shot in the process. By all accounts, it was a heroic thing to do. But in my case, well, nobody was really sure. I refused to go to the ceremony. Told Mom my leg was hurting too much, and I needed some sleep. And besides, it was a stupid idea anyway. It was just like the school, I told her, to do something totally lame like that. I wouldn't go to something so dumb if you paid me, I said. But the truth was, I was scared of going to the ceremony. I was scared of facing all those people, afraid they'd all believed everything they'd read about me in the newspaper and seen about me on TV, that I'd been a murderer, that I'd see it in their eyes. You should have committed suicide just like him. Even if they didn't say it out loud. Or worse, that they'd make me out to be someone brave and selfless, which would only make me feel more awful than I already did, given that it was my boyfriend who killed all those kids, and apparently, I made him think I wanted them dead too. Not to mention I was the idiot who had no idea that the guy I loved was going to shoot up the school, even though he basically told me so, like, every day. But every time I opened my mouth to tell Mom those things, all that came out was, "It's so lame. I wouldn't go to something so dumb if you paid me." Guess old habits die hard for everyone. Mr. Angerson, the principal, ended up coming to our house that night instead. He sat at my kitchen table and talked to my mom about, I don't know, God, destiny, trauma, whatever. Waiting around, I'm sure, for me to come out of my room and smile and tell him how proud I was of my school, and how I was more than happy to serve as a human sacrifice for Miss Perfect Jessica Campbell. Maybe he was waiting for me to apologize, too, which I would do if I could figure out how. But so far, I hadn't come up with words big enough for something this hard. When Mr. Angerson was in the kitchen waiting for me, I turned up my music and crawled deeper in my sheets and let him sit there. I never came out, not even